What up, Ninja? What up, ninjas? Just got done cleaning my academy, and I was just kind of, didn't even listen to music today, just turned off the music and just kind of chilled and just, spent some time in my own head. The thoughts that were coming to me, I was thinking about what it means to roll like in your 40s and 50s. I'm 51. Some of you guys and gals are probably in your 40s or maybe younger. So this conversation definitely pertains to you because you younger folks, like you're rolling with people that are a little bit more older, but you're also going to be that age one day too, and hopefully still training jiu-jitsu, hopefully, because shit, like if you're 30 right now, in 10 years, you'll be 40. Imagine how good you'll be at 40, and you're still going to want to do jiu-jitsu and you're going to want to do all the cool shit at that point. But there's some things you have to take into account, and it is different at 50 in your 50s than it even was for me in my 40s, and my 40s were definitely different than my 30s. So you kind of have to address the age, and the way that you do that is you do it now. Like it's not some future thing. Okay, so yeah, when I turn 40, I'm going to start rolling a certain way. No, it's not like that. It's really kind of how you start to treat your body right now in the present moment. And my biggest probably piece of advice for a beginner is tap early. Tap early. And tap early like on everything, not just joint locks. Of course, joint locks, because there's definitely more of a chance of an injury with the joint lock. You're going to, someone puts an arm bar on you, the point to tap is when they get the arm. The second they get, if your hands are not connected, like you're not defending the arm bar, then you'll probably need to tap because you're going to feel pressure, pain, and then injury. You don't want to have an injury. I've had a few elbow things over the years early on that still to this day come back from time to time. I was just dealing with some old tennis elbow from back in the day, getting my arm tweaked early on in my training, and it just started flaring up again. So that stuff doesn't really like go away. Like it definitely can get better, but I don't know that it goes away. I've had 2 shoulder surgeries early on in my jiu-jitsu career, both shoulders done. And so my limitation, like with like actually like framing and stuff like that and side control just doesn't work. So I cannot let people get a hold of my arms. I can't even play around with that. I can't be letting beginners try to Americana me. It's just not good for my shoulders. And I know that no matter who I'm rolling with, if I'm in a compromising position with my shoulders, I don't care what level they are, and I'm a black belt, I'm going to tap because I want to come back the next day and train again. I want to be on the mats. And in my reality as a professor, like I'm the most important person in that sense because if I get hurt, we're all screwed. So, I'm always going to tap early. So if you're a beginner, you definitely need to tap early, especially on the things that you're not aware of. If somebody catches you in a position that feels like a trap that's dangerous, you probably should tap. And there's a great lesson there. Like you're going to learn something too, like don't take it to the point where you're going to risk injury because it's not going to last. Like you've got to get this in your head now. If you're like a 20-year-old, when you're doing jiu-jitsu, you are not indestructible. Trust me on that. Like I trained like that when I was in my 20s and, and in a lot of ways I'm paying for some of that now. So, you have to be mindful about tapping. So tap early on everything. And when you're trapped, tap. As you get better, there'll be more of a chance where you can escape from moves. But the true escape from a move is preventing it before it happens, right? Like you really can't get out of like a good armbar. Like it's not smart because you risk injury on the way out. It's kind of like a coyote being trapped, right? Like it's going to chew its leg off to escape. Yeah, it's escaping, but its leg is chewed off. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to be risking your joints like that all the time because it's going to cause wear and tear. It's not going to be a good thing. It's not going to be sustainable. So that's first and foremost. You have to address your body on a daily basis. Like you're not going to feel the same every day. My knee today is a little bit sore, my right knee. So I'm going to be a little bit more mindful today about my training. I tweaked it a little bit last night. Nothing serious, but I know that if I push my knee today, it's going to become something that could be potentially serious or chronic. So I'm going to listen to my body. I'm going to have a good relationship with my body in that sense where like, if my body is telling me something, if it's whispering, I'm listening. I don't wait until the point where it's like, hey buddy, come on, McFly, what's going on in there? You're hurt right now. Like take care of yourself. No, I'm not about that. Like, so I try to address that stuff really, really early on a daily and ongoing basis. And then you have to be doing all of the things in your life that are going to support your training. And that means like eating a healthy diet, taking good care of yourself, getting a good night's sleep, drinking plenty of water, good mental training too, right? Like the thoughts that you think, the way that you think is going to affect everything in your life. So stress-free life as much as possible. All of these factors, certainly come into play. As a 51-year-old rolling, like I cannot roll 100% all the time. And I don't want to, I know that that's not sustainable, and I know that I'm going to end up getting hurt. So I'll find the days where I feel like I can roll harder. And on the days where I'm like wanting to roll a little bit lighter, it's okay to tell somebody, hey man, I want to roll a little bit light today. And if that person can't respect that, then they're probably not a good training partner for you. So maybe you avoid them next round, or maybe you save them for when you are feeling like, like you can roll hard. But if it's a day where you're feeling like a little off, maybe you need to listen to that, So it's okay to, and I'm not saying like don't challenge yourself. Yes, of course, challenge yourself, push yourself. I tell everybody you got to die in the mats, man. Like there's a point where you got to roll so hard that you're going to die. But that roll does not happen every single day. It's not possible. So being mindful of the speed you're rolling at, the type of partner you're rolling with, and how you're feeling on a day-to-day basis. Those are all factors that are very, very important. And all of the stuff that you need to be doing off the mat that's going to support your training. Like you can't come to class, train hard, and then go home and eat like shit. Like it's not going to work. You can't not eat healthy during the day. Like you're eating Taco Bell and processed cheap foods, and then you're going to class and you're rolling. Like that's just, not smart. Like you're not doing yourself any favors. And you may think that, oh yeah, I can do that right now. But if you continue doing that, you're just going to create, really unhealthy habits that are going to possibly carry over into your 40s and 50s. And at that point, man, it's hard to slow it down. I've noticed that, my body, if I don't pay attention to my diet, things change quickly. And using just jujitsu to counter that is not enough. It's a balance game. You got to consider all the factors: diet, mental training, emotional training, all of it, right? It's all part of the equation. So I hope that helps a little bit. Continue your training. It's important to continue. If you're a brand new beginner, you got to get through the first 6 months. 6 months is the key, because after the first 6 months, you're going to start really kind of understanding the framework a lot better, and you're going to start having some victories on the mat. You'll start tapping out some of the people that are just starting behind you, and it's going to start feeling like, wow, I can actually do this. So right now, if you're a beginner, it might be tough. You might be just getting through it. That's okay. Get through it, but get through that 6 months, because at the end of the 6 months, there's going to be a reward for you, right? And everybody else, if you guys are upper belts, be mindful of taking care of the lower belts. Doesn't mean don't push them, but they're not something for you to just, crush and kill all the time and destroy, right? That's what the blue belts are for. That's what the upper belts are for, the purple belts, brown belts. Those are the guys and gals that you can roll, you can get your hard rolls on, not the beginners, because you want to take care of the beginners, because if we take good care of them, they're going to be an amazing roll for us in 6 months, a year from now, 2 years from now. But if we destroy them now, we're not going to have them down the road, and that kind of sucks. All right, guys. Happy training. We'll see you on the mats. Os.